श्रीमद्रङ्गशटारि संयमिवराल्लब्धागमान्दद्वयम् श्रीमद्वीररघूद्वहात्य सटजित्पादारविन्दाश्रयम् श्रीमद्वेदवदंशदेशिकयते कारुण्यवीक्षास्पदम् सेवे रङ्गधुरेण सासनवसम् नारायणम् योगीनम्। श्रीमते श्रीलक्ष्मी नृसिंह दिव्यपादुका सेवक श्रीवन षडगोप श्रीनारायण यतीन्द्र महादेशिकाय नमः।
Te punanti urukalin. It's a wonderful verse there in Bhagavatam. You go to Ganga, you take bath in Ganga, Kaveri, Yamuna, Saraswati. Every day you chant, right? In US also, I think. You will be chanting this. Ganga, Yamuna, Yamuna. I'm sure you are not chanting in Nile, Mississippi, Rhine and all. So when you chant, Ganga will come there automatically. Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri. Although it's a corporation water, government water. The water becomes transformed into Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. Ganga, Ganga, Yanda, Vachagattale, Kadi Vinay, Kaliyalagum. It's a promise given by the Alvar, right? Just to say Ganga, and then Ganga is there. And Bhagavatam says, you may take bath in Ganga, or Kaveri, or Yamuna, or Saraswati, but they will purify you in due course of time. Not immediately, not the next moment, not the next instant. But nowadays, we don't have patience, right? We want instant coffee, instant tea, instant noodle, right? We don't have time. So we want instant removal of sins because we are ready to do the next sin tomorrow. How to remove all these sins? Darshana Deva Sadavaha. Bhagavatam says, have darshan of the Bhagavata, immediately the next moment all your sins are washed. So this is the wonderful satsang where we are able to see so many Bhagavatas here. All Bala Prakladas are there, Andals are there, Godas are there, right? Prakladas are here. And AMR Mama, the Jambavan, Jataka Jambavan, right? He is here. I'm sure he knows all our future, but he won't reveal it. I'm sure he will pray to Lord Narasimha and then his own Acharya so that it will be very fruitful. Though it may not be happier for us, it will be fruitful for Perumal. So, all of us should be indebted to our Acharya and Bhagavatas like AMR Swami, son, Kannan Swami, for being present here, giving a wonderful satsang. Because the Supreme Court ruling is, I always quote this, Shankaracharya, the Supreme Shloka is that all you need to do to attain bliss or to attain moksha is to be in a satsang. That's all. Satsangatve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan muktihe bhajagovindam, bhajagovindam. Bhajagovindam comes next. How many asas will do bhajagovindam, right? Just to be in the association of the devotees, that's enough. Either online or offline. Offline is the first preference, if not, at least online. So we are able to connect, even though we are thousands of kilometers apart, thanks to the grace of Lakshmi Narasimha, that we are all connected. Right? So he is planning for us. So we are not planning. He has planned that at such and such a time, at such and Australian time, Greenwich Mean Time, or Indian Standard Time, or Dubai time, all of you should meet together and get my grace. That was his plan, and he's executing it very well. And he will continue to execute because he also needs people, like a party, political party, they need people, right? Savyaha, Stavapriyaha, Stotram, Stutihi, Stota, Ranapriyaha. Perumal wants all of us to experience bliss in this world itself. So, thanks to all the organizers who are all involved in this wonderful yagyam of connecting people together. Connection itself is a big yagyam. And later on, what are we going to do after connection, connecting together, staying together, is left to Lakshmi Narasimha. So, he also will decide that. Hope to be in your satsang again and again. Thanks for all the Bhagavatas, for your patient hearing. I know all of you definitely getting a wonderful tranquilizing effect. Like you all feel like sleeping. So I will wind up my speech with all pranams to AMR and all the elders and the pranams to humble pranams to participate this year and blessing to all children. Jai Jai Susana Simate Lakshmi Padagavak Shivan Narayana Yatheendra Mahadesikan. Thank you.
Yasya Bhavat Bhakta Janartikanta Gopitruttaman Yesha Vicharya Durnam Stambhe Padarastamanan Yalabhyam Lakshmi Sumam Shanam Prabhadye Hobilegarushila Kripavasat Kalpita Sandidhanam Lakshmiya Samalim Gita Vamabhagam Lakshmi Simam Sharanam Prabhadye Srivan Venkatanatarya Kavitarya Kesari Vedanta Acharya Varyome Sandidattam Sadagridi Prabhadye Nirvadyanam Shadyam Gunasampadam Sharanam Bhavavitanam Satakopa Munishwaram Shrimat Satakopa Yatheendra Rangika Yatmajada Munibir Sarvabhaumaiki Samprekshitam Karunaya Paripurna Bodham Lakshmi Simha Satakopa Munim Pajamaga Srirangeshi Yatheendra Karunaya Sosyati Prekshitam Kyadasri Narasimhagari Yamanit Padam Bujendindiram Dandikshant Dayad Versbogane Bandam Budagresam Srimat Rangashadar Yogin Padim Shri Yonitum Samsraye Srimat Sriranga Pratvishwara Shataripnasam Mindrena Dishtam Yastyatmanam Nasamena Ragarisarajit Yogin Prasadat Pragya Srirangakari Prabhavayati Padeke Praptalakshmin Sammastanam Seve Yatheendram Sakarapunanidim Veerakvishatarim Sriranganatha Satakopa Yatheendra Drishtam Lakshmin Samasarajit Karunaikapatram Sriranga Veera Guracharo Vedanta Deshi Yatheendra Vaham Prabhadye Srimat Rangashadar Samavara Laptagavantatpayam Srimat Veera Bhuttagata Sarajit Padarvindashrayam Srimat Vedavadam Sudesi Yadehe Karunya Vikshaspadam Severanga Durina Shasanavasam Narayanam Yoginam Vedanta Deshi Yatheendra Kalakshabda Trihyanta Saravanavadyam Gunam Budagriyam Narayanathi Durya Krabhavishtam Sri Ranganatha Shekaramashrayamaka Shvadeshi Lakshmi Samadivya Padaka Shevaka Shivan Shatakopa Sri Narayana Yatheendra Mahadeshikaya Namaka Srimade Shivan Shatakopa Sri Ranganatha Yatheendra Mahadeshikaya Namaka Namo Namah Sarvebhyaha Sri Lakshmi Samadivya Padaka Shevaka Shivan Shatakopa Sri Narayana Yatheendra Mahadeshikasya Sadapta Sri Mahotsavam Acharitam Asmin Ayojite Antarjala Melane Samagatanam Sarvesham Vinayena Swagatam Samarpayami. Very good evening to everybody. Audience name is Kannan. I live in Los Angeles. It is a great bhagyam for me, even a totally unqualified person like myself, can be asked to give a presentation to such a bright young students like yourself. It's a great privilege and honor. I'm very, very grateful to Srimati Haripriya Satyan and Srimati Srivan Satyan Swami. Srivan Satyan Swami himself came from a very scholarly family lineage. Perkarane Swami's grandson. And Srimati Haripriya is Potri of Villivalam, Purvashma Potri of Villivalam Srimad Azhagiyasingar. I cannot explain how important the families of the Azhagiyasingars, the families of Andavan Swami, all those people are so important because of their tyagam. They gave their head of the family to us, to the community. We get an Azhagiyasingar, we get an Andavan Swami because of their a completely selfless service to the community. They gave the head of the family. And the two, Villivalam Azhagiyasingar, persons like Villivalam Azhagiyasingar was not only a scholarly person, he was a great Upanyasaka. Materialistically speaking, he would have made so much money if he would have stayed not taken the sannyasa ashrama. It is that family sacrifice that we should always remember. When we go to India, we go to Matam and ashramam and prostrate to our Acharya, but also show the gratitude to the family who gave an Azhagiyasingar, who gave an Andavan Swamigal, who gave a GR Swamigal to the community. Always be grateful to them. And today we are doubly blessed because E.S. Mukundan Swami, a great scholar. I know Swami, I have heard Swami's activities and lectures a lot. It is today's my saubhagyam to have Swami in person here on the phone, and then I was able to see Swami, such a scholarly person. You could see how humble he was. Humility personified. Swami was humility personified. That is the thing. And I'll tell you, all of us are blessed. All of us were blessed. How do we know all of us are blessed? They say it in English. Many were called, few were chosen. Many were called, few were chosen. You are the chosen ones. And you may ask me, Mama, how do you know that we are the chosen? The sheer fact that you are all here in this midst of the satsangam itself shows that we are all chosen. And it is purely Acharya's grace. It is purely Acharya's grace. I am going to go next 30 to 45 minutes on two things. That is, who is an Acharya? Why do we need an Acharya? And how do we go in the path of spiritual life? Today is the only first day. We are having so many activities for the next 1 year. For the 12 months, we have every month we have some activities have been going to be there. And I encourage you and all your other kids and other people to come and join this. It's going to be in simple English. We are not going to complicate it with too much superficial language here. It's going to be very simple English. And I'm sure you'll all be able to appreciate and understand and appreciate it. I'm going to take my 1 second to share my screen. Give me a second. So let's get into the topic right away. Who is an Acharya? We use different words. We use the word Guru. We use the word Acharya, we use the word Deshika, different words. Though they are synonymous to each other, they all mean something different. For example, let us take Acharya. Who is an Acharya? The one who follows the Acharam. That is the conduct, right moral conduct. And Charaka means to walk. It's not only he is walking in the righteous way, he is also making his Sishyas to walk in the righteous way. So it is the Acharya is the one who has the Jnanam. The Jnanam is the knowledge on various aspects from the scriptures, but also having just the Jnanam. That is one thing, but following that Jnanam, they say follow the letters and spirit, in spirit, right? So we need to follow. If we learn something good stuff, we need to follow it up. And that is what these Acharyas are doing. And one who lives what they teach. They walk they walk the talk. They just don't preach. They are preaching something, and then when in private they do something else. Our Acharyas never ever do something like that. And the most important thing is they are most compassionate. Like we saw how Mukundan Mama is so knowledgeable, and so he knows a lot of things, but the way he presented himself, compassionate, coming down to our level. And that's what these great Acharyas do all the time. And these Acharyas have a lot of qualities. We need to understand a lot of qualities. That is, what do we say about Swami Vedanta Deshika? Jnanam and Vairagyam are the two things. Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam, right? Jnanam is knowledge. Vairagyam is detachment. We need to have both. This place is a little bit a dry place, so I will be taking a little bit of water. My apologies. Los Angeles is a very dry place, so my apologies. Swami Vedanta Deshika is having this Jnanam and Vairagyam as his own. He doesn't have any money. He didn't have any money. He was living a very, very poor life. Every day he will go around and then beg for alms. He would do unchavritti, and then that's how he was taking care of his personal life. And one day, his friend Vidyaranya, who was a Rajaguru of Vijayanagara Samrajyam, Vidyaranya was a great scholar, a Advaitic scholar, and he was in Vijayanagara. Vijayanagara Empire is in Karnataka. He knew Swami Vedanta Deshika's knowledge. So he decided, you know what? I'm going to honor Swami Vedanta Deshika. I don't want my friend to live in a poor life, which is a very natural thing for a friend to do, right? So he decided to ask the king, let us send a palanquin to Swami Vedanta Deshika. Let us bring him here so that we could honor him. And they sent a palanquin, and Swami Deshika did not know about this one. In those days, there was no communication like this. You don't have a cell phone to call the person. They will come physically, and they said, Swami Deshika, Swami, we are here from Vijayanagara Empire. Vijayanagara Empire? Why would you come all the way to Kanchipuram? Well, Vidyaranya, he told to bring you in this palanquin, Swami, and he wants to honor you in front of king. Because of your scholarly, your knowledge, and your jnanam and your anushthanam, everything is there, so we want to take you. Swami wrote 5 shlokas, beautiful 5 shlokas, which personifies what is the meaning of detachment. And he wrote Vairagya Panchakam and gave it to those people and said, give this to Vidyaranya. The very first shloka, it says, Devam Sevidumeva Nischinamake Yosu Choni Kona Shadam Sabalanakala Durvara Karvanara Kshupya Chutra Narendra Chatu Rachana Danyana Manyamake. Your king is just ruling a small portion of the earth. But my king, Lord Varadaraja, is ruling the entire universe. Leave alone the small earth. Leave alone the earth. He is ruling the entire universe. Choni Kona Shadam Sabaranakala, Durvara, Karvana, Kshupya, Chutra, Narendra, Chaturachana. He is a Narendra, and I want to worship only Ayarvarum Amaral Adipati. That is the Devadiraj and the supreme Lord of the entire universe, Kanchipuram Varadaraja. And he said, Dana Mutti Muche Kuchela Bonaye, the Tesma Viddeshana. He said, a Kuchela is extremely poor. And he gave a just handful of puffed rice to Lord Krishna. And Kubera came to see the fortunes of Kuchela. My Lord, if he wants to make me a rich person, he could do it. I don't need anybody's help, Vidyaranya. I have a property. He finally said, Nasti Pitirrajitam, Namaya Kinjitarjitam. My father did not make money, a lot of money. I did not make a lot of money. Both of us did not make money. But my grandfather, he made some money. In this context, Pitamaha is Brahma's another name is Pitamaha. And Pitamaham Dhanam. And he has, because of the yajna or the homam that Brahma did, because of that, Lord Varadaraja came to Kanchipuram. You all know the story, right? And because of that, the Pitamakam din astime, Astisailagree Vastu. The small hill of the Hastisailam, there is a Paitamaham Dhanam. There is a Dhanam, huge treasure is waiting for me. That is none other than Lord Varadaraja, and I don't need any other Dhanam. I don't need any other treasure or money from anybody. My one and only possession is Lord Varadaraja. They say, Vairagya Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam. One person told me a different, so I thought Jnanam and Vairagyam are the two ornaments that Swami Vedanta Deshika always wears. But he gave me a different interpretation. If you personify Anushtana, if you make a person out of Anushtana, and if you make a person out of Vairagya or the detachment, Anushtana is right conduct. You all know that, right? Vairagyam is detachment. You know that. If you make a form, a person out of these concepts, those concepts will wear Swami Vedanta Deshika as their own ornament. It is not the other way around. He is so detached. He doesn't care about anything else. The one and only thing that he was ever cared or ever worshipped was the Devadi Raja and Pirandevi Taya together. Dampati Devadamna. So that is the quality of the detachment and Anushtana and Jnanam. These are the qualities of the Acharya. That is why we need an Acharya. I'll tell you one more example and then we'll move to the next one, next topic. The latest thing, like 150 years back, there was an Azhagiyasingar known as Kalattur Azhagiyasingar. He was from Ponvilainda Kalattur. Ponvilainda Kalattur is in Chengalpattu district. He was from that Chengalpattu district, and Kalattur is Vrindavanam, is on the banks of Kritapapanasini in the Tiruvallur Divyadesam. If you go to Tiruvallur next time, go not only to Veeraragavan Sanadi, go to Azhagiyasingar's Vrindavanam, which is on the south side of the temple tank. You will see a lot of Vrindavanams will be there. Kalattur Azhagiyasingar, when he was the pontiff of Sri Ahobila Matam did not have this much money, but the beauty of our Matam and Ashramam is, it is not about the money, it is their heart. They always want to propagate the two eyes of Visishtadvaita, that is the Samskrita Veda and Dravida Veda. The Samskrita Veda is through propagating and teaching and preaching about Srivashyam and all the Ramanuja's work. On the other side, you have the same weightages given to Alvar's Prabandham. That is why we are called Ubhaya Veda on these. Means we take both of them as two eyes of ours. You know those things, right? So Kalattur Azhagiyasingar was conducting a Srivashya Sadas. A lot of Vidwans came. They all came and they all, give a Vakyartham, give a meaning. Azhagiyasingar interrogated them, questioned them. At the end, they will all get something as a sammanam, a little meager a sambhavana for them, for their livelihood. And almost everybody left. And Azhagiyasingar said, okay, today's day is over. And the last minute, somebody was walking inside the matam. It was a great Srivashya Vidwan. He came and prostrated to Srimad Azhagiyasingar 150 years back, Kalattur Azhagiyasingar, and said, Adiyan, I want to participate in this Srivashya Sadas. I know it is too late. Can I say something? Immediately Azhagiyasingar said, of course, that is the reason that we are all here. Please tell. And this Swami gave a beautiful lecture on Srivashyam for 15-20 minutes. Azhagiyasingar asked some questions, and it was beautiful conversation. And at the end, Azhagiyasingar said, okay, let us bring some sambhavana for this. Alas, there was nothing left in the matam. All the gold coins that they decided to give for the Vidwans, they ran out of it. They don't have anything inside. What do we have? Few days back, there was a rich person came from North India. He presented a Kashmir shawl to Srimad Azhagiyasingar saying that the Margari month, the coldest winter is coming. Please use this beautiful shawl, this Kashmir shawl, because I don't have anything else to give. This beautiful shawl will protect you from this winter. So he gave that shawl, and Azhagiyasingar suddenly saw that one. It's a very expensive Kashmir shawl. It is not one of those things you go and buy it these days. In those days, they put some value to the materials that we have, right? So he took the shawl and then he gave it to this Vidwan. And the Vidwan was so, overwhelmed. He said, Swami, this is so expensive shawl. And they gave it to you with utmost devotion. The person who gave it to you gave utmost devotion for you to use it during the month of winter. What you are giving? No, he said, I have to give something. This is Lakshmi Narasimhastanam. I have to honor the people. That is why my ancestors, my Purvacharyas have done. And that is why the following Azhagiyasingas will do as well. So take this. He took that one with so much humility and he started walking out of the matam. When he walked out of the matam, he saw a homeless person sitting there, shivering in the cold because it is already started. The winter has already onset. He was shivering in the cold. The Srivashya Vidwan, who got this one with this thorough knowledge on Srivashyam, he took this shawl and gave it to this homeless person saying that, you know what? You need this one more than me. It is Lakshmi Narasimha Anugraham from Azhagiyasingar to myself. But if Azhagiyasingar's Anugraham, I am giving this to you, a person, you need this one more than me. Because you are shivering in the cold. A beautiful lesson taught to all of us that we need to take care of the people around us, not just thinking about all the time about ourselves. Vairagya is that detachment. They show in action, not in words. And of course, you may ask me this question, Mama, this all sounds great, but why do we need an Acharya? I don't want an intermediary, because God is so personal and close to us. I can get a small Krishna Vigraham, right? A little Krishna. I can hold on to that Krishna. I can go to take him to sleep. I can interact with him. I don't need an intermediate. Why do we need? And that is where they clearly explain, understanding Bhagavan, to understand Bhagavan requires a clarity and guidance. Think about the material world. Even the material world, the concepts, you want to understand quantum mechanics. You want to understand multivariate calculus. You go to school and you learn from experienced and qualified teachers, right? That's what we all do. But Bhagavan is something you cannot even comprehend him. You cannot understand that easily. How do we understand? Through our Acharyas. Acharyas are not barriers, but they are the bridges. They are taking us closer and closer to Bhagavan. That's what they do. So they are not barriers. They are not an intermediary trying to make, it's not an unnecessary step. It is the important, necessary for us to have an Acharya. Without an Acharya, we will get confused. Without a teacher, we will get confused in the material world. You can think about in a spiritual world, we are trying to think of somebody who was created and sustaining and trying to recycle everything, not only this world, but throughout the entire universe. And they are saying there are multiple universes are there, multiple Milky Ways are there. They are saying the universes just keep expanding. How do we comprehend that kind of a concept? We need to have a spiritual preceptor who has been blessed by none other him. Our Acharyas don't think they come in an ordinary human form. Don't think that they are just ordinary humans. They are sent by God himself to take care of ourselves, because they come, they say, you put a deer in a place, other deers will think, oh, there's a deer here. This place is a safe place. I could come and, go have a good time here. So it is like that. He sends Jivatmas, a very, very elevated Jivatmas. They could see the future. They know the past. And they come here as Avatara Purushas. And they come here from that level to our level to uplift us. And today is fortunately Uttana Ekadashi. Uttana Ekadashi, Uttanam means to stand up, right? To rise. And there's a famous temple in South India. I'm sure you all know that. Tirukudandai, right? That Tirukudandai Perumal is Uttana Sayani. It means he's just in a reclining posture, getting up and then trying to talk to how you guys are doing. We'll talk about Aramudan in a separate class, why he is like that. We'll talk about that in a separate class. So Acharyas are not the barriers, but an essential ingredient for us to keep progressing in our spiritual life. And they give a beautiful analogy here. You have seen Lotus Pond, right? You have seen Lotus Pond, and you have seen the places where lilies and lotuses are blooming. In the morning, when the sun rises, the lotus blooms beautifully. What makes the lotus to bloom? It is the sun. Sun is Paramatma. The lotus is Jivatma. It is true. Because of the sun only, the lotus blooms. There is no question about it. But I want you to try this one. Take out that lotus out of that pond, put it on the banks, put it on the ground. The same sun will completely dry that one, make it to go waste. Same sun, same lotus. Because of that water, because of the chillness of the water, it makes a huge difference between the relationship between this lotus and the sun. What does that mean? The water is nothing but Acharya Sambandham. He makes us to understand. He keeps us grounded. And he puts us in the right conduct, in the right way for us to go. Lotus blooms only in water under the sun. It is, if you just pluck the lotus and keep it outside, it is not going to bloom. It is going to get wasted. So that is the beauty of having an Acharya Sambandham, or having an Acharya in our spiritual life. So Mama, this is all good. Where do we go and look for an Acharya? Let us talk about our Guru Parampara. Then I will tell you where to look for that. This is a beautiful pasaram by Swami Vedanta Deshika. You could see, Ennuya Tandalitavare Sharanam Pokki, Yanadavi Avaturukal Derevanangi, Pinarular, Perumbudur, Vandavallal, Periyanambi, Alavandar, Manakal Nambi, Nannari, Avakureta, Uyakundar, Natamuni, Satakopan, Serenadan, Yinamada Tirumagal, Yenevare Muninte, Yembraman, Trivadigal, Adigintene. You all know this one. This is our Guru Parampara. A parampara means a lineage. All the lineage, the entire lineage of our Acharya Parampara is summarized here in this one pasaram by Swami Vedanta Deshika. In this one, you could say, Yennuyir Tandalitavarai. I could give two meanings to that. The Yennuyir Tandalitavarai means generally it is our immediate Acharya. Our immediate Acharya who has done the Panchasamskaram for the Panchasamskaram for us, Samashranam for us, or the Yennuyir Tandalitavarai. What do you mean by Yennuyir Tandalitavarai? One who made me to realize I am a Jivatma and I belong to Perumal and Tayar all the time. Because Alvar says, Andru naan pirandilen, pirandapin marandilen. He says, that day I did not born, but once I born, I never forgotten you, God. I didn't forget you. I always remember you. Somebody asked, Are, if you didn't born on that time, how do you remember? He said, no, I'm not talking about the physical birth. It is the spiritual birth. It is the spiritual birth. When do we get that one? When we go and do prostrate to an Acharya and say, do the Samashrayanam for us. Because in the Panchasamskaram, he gave us knowledge. He gave us knowledge and right conduct for us to follow the rest of our life. That is one aspect. But I want to give in this context, because it is very important for you to understand the importance of our parents. You could even say, Yennuyir Tandalitavarai means our own parents. Because I see more and more elderly people are going to old age homes. The kids are saying that, yeah, we are done with you. Go and stay in old age home. We want to live our lives. That is not part of our culture. That is not even part of the place where I am living now in America. No, I have seen so many people are living, their families are living, elderly people are living with their own kids. In India, we have never heard old age homes like even 30 to 40 years back. What does that mean? We are becoming so isolated. We are becoming so isolated from our dharmic way. Because that is the beauty of our Sanatana Dharma. The Sanatana Dharma preaches, it is a way of life. If you are a true Sanatana Dharma person, if you follow Sanatana Dharma in a true way, and if you follow it in spirit and in word, you will never let your parents go and live in an old age home. Never ever do that. True, it is difficult to take care of them. You need to allocate time. And that is what exactly they did for you. When you were young, you didn't do anything for 1 or 2 years. Everything going from bathroom to taking shower to feeding you, everything they take care of you. It is that second childhood. It is your parents' second childhood time. When they grow older, it is important for us kids to take care of them. We know that. So, Yennuyir Tandalitavarai, because that is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. See, it says, in Sanatana Dharma, I know I'm deviating a little bit because it is important to understand the importance of parents and what is the role in our Sanatana Dharma. It says, Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. The first foremost deity is your mom, your mother. First foremost deity is your father. The first foremost deity in your life is your Acharya. The charity begins at home. We don't go and preach. That is the thing about our Acharya, again and again, showing the Anushtana. Don't put your parents into old age home. And when in Sanatana Dharma, these kind of small things have been emphasized. Of course, the big things are also explained. We all know how the entire world and the cosmos, how do they not, they all live in an equilibrium, right? All the planets. How do they go around in a systematic way around sun? How do they do that? It is called the gravitational pull, right? That gravity is making sure everything is lining up and they have their own motion going around the sun. That is why you get the seasons, you get everything. In those days, they said, the entire universe is on the top of Adisesha. Adisesha was the one who is holding the entire universe. You will come and tell, Mama, we have went through the NASA pictures. There is no Adisesha. Absolutely, there is no evidence of Adisesha is there to hold all the universe. What kind of stories you are telling me, Mama? That is not right. But that is where we need to understand deeper into the meaning. The name of Adisesha is known as Sankarshana. That is the name that they gave. What does Sankarshana mean? It means Samyak Akarshanam. The Akarshanam is nothing but gravitational pull. If they start defining what is Akarshanam, gravitational pull, then you will get into more and more material life. And they give a simple thing. Don't worry. It is because even that Akarshana we feel, there's a divinity in that. So we call that is Sankarshana. We see divinity everywhere. We see divinity in trees. We see divinity outside. We see divinity in each other individuals. If I see somebody, I say, Namaskaram. I prostrate. Why do I do that one? Do you know why? Not because I know the other person is also like a Jivatma, like myself. But I am prostrating the divinity in him, the God in him. Bhagavan Narayana and Lord, Mahalakshmi is there in everybody. And I prostrate to them. And that's what they do it to me. They're not doing it for Kannan. So these simple things in Sanatana Dharma explain so much, so depth. The only thing that we need to have is have right questions. Have right questions and have the right people to ask those questions. And how do you answer? Not in an egoistic way, not in an arrogant way. Do it with the humility. You saw how great people like Mukundan Mama showed us like how humble that you could when we speak, right? So ask people, that's what Krishna says, Tatvidhi Pranibhadena Pariprashnena Sevaya. Go and do service to elderly people. Knowledgeable people who could share knowledge, do the Pariprashnena Sevaya, then acquire the knowledge. So little things. I know I'm deviating little from the actual Guru Parampara, but these are important aspects that when we go and grow in our spiritual path, we need to follow the basic things. Respect your parents. Listen to them and they take care of them when you grow older and they grow older either. They grow older as well. Make sure that you take care of those, hold on to those basic concepts of Sanatana Dharma. And here it says, Pinnarulal Pirumbudur Vandavallal. Pirumbudur Vandavallal means the one. The Vallal means who is the Vallal? The Vallal is the one of huge philanthropist. Give and give and give without expecting anything. And Perumbudur Vandavallal is Swami Ramanuja. Sri Perumbudur is his avatar sthalam. And so he only gave and gave and gave. Mama, what is the meaning of giving? Because until Ramanuja, it was one Acharya, few Sishyas. One Acharya, few Sishyas. That is how it has been designed. Ramanuja came, he said, I am going to nominate 74 Simhasanadivadis. 74 people who are going to take my message and propagate it to everyone around the world. And we could all trace our lineage back to one of those Acharyas for sure. For example, myself, I belong to, my middle name is AMR. The middle name is Mudumbai. Mudumbai is I can trace all the way to Prativadi Bhayangaram Annan. Prativadi Bhayangaram Annan Swami he lived in Swami Vedanta Deshika's time. He has written Saptadi Ratnamalika, a beautiful poetry on Swami Vedanta Deshika. And he was also a disciple of Swami Manavada Mamunigal. He is two giants of our Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam. And if you keep going in that lineage, Prativadi Bhayangaram Anna, and then if you go all the way to Ramanuja, there was one of the 72 Simhasanadivadis known as Mudumbai Chakravarti. He belongs to Srivatsa Gotram, and that is where I could trace my lineage. Each one of you, maybe before your next session next month, go and look for your lineage. What is the Gotram that you belong to? That every Gotram has somebody go all the way up to Swami Ramanuja. So Swami Ramanuja gave and the 74 Simhasanadivadis to go and propagate it to everybody. And not only that, the way that Swami Ramanuja did this one was beautiful. I will tell you one story. Ramanuja was giving discourse on Sri Ramayana. And he was describing how Vibhishana came and surrendered to Rama. We all know the story of Ramayana, right? So Vibhishana came and he surrendered to Rama. While surrendering, Rama said, let me just gather all the monkeys. Sugriva, Hanuman, everybody came, and then he said, should we take Vibhishana or not? There was a conversation. Of course, everybody said no to Vibhishana with various reasons. And finally, Rama said no. Even Yativa Ravana Swayam, even if Ravana comes, I will take. And then he gave a beautiful shloka, Ramasharma shloka, Sakadeva Prapanna Yatavasmiti Che Yachati. So he gave all those things. Ramanuja was explaining this beautiful story and beautiful context to everybody. It was a pin drop silence. Everybody was listening to Ramanuja. Swami Ramanuja is giving a lecture, means who are the Sishyas? Giants, big giants. One side on Puratta Alvan is there. One side on Swami Nadadur Alvan is there. One side Swami Udalayandan is there. All these big giants, stalwarts are there. Kidambi Achan is there. Huge giants. They were all listening with utmost attention to Swami Ramanuja. Suddenly, one person, he just got up, started walking. His name is Dhanurdasa, Pillai Uranga Villidasar. He started walking away. Ramanuja said, Arey, in the midst of Kalakshepam, you just don't walk away? What is Vilidasare? What is happening? Dasare, come here. What's going on? He said, Swami, when Vibhishana came to Rama, he left everything in Lanka. Parityakta, Maya Lankam, everything he left in Lanka and then surrendered up with absolute faith to Rama. He came and surrendered. Even a person like Vibhishana, if he has to undergo all this, scrutiny, whether it's going to, he's a good guy or not a good guy, and all those scrutiny Bhagavan is going to do, I don't have a chance. I haven't even left my wife. My wife, Ponnachi, is there in Srirangam. So I don't have a chance. Why do I need to waste my time? Because the whole exercise is futile. I am not that level matured. Bhagavan is definitely not going to take me and give me moksham. So I'm just walking away because the whole thing is just futile. It's a waste of time. I'm not even close to the spiritual part. Ramanuja smiled, and the word, that the answer that he gave, that is the one thing that gives us confidence that why we need to follow this Guru Parampara. He said, that is true, Villidasare, that is Rama Sabha. This is Ramanuja Satsangam. This is Ramanuja Satsangam. Come and join in Ramanuja Satsangam. You will all get moksham if you do perform Sharanagati, if you do Prapatti, because I got my Samashrayanam done in Madhurantagam and I performed Prapatti or surrendering, absolute surrender to Lord Ranganatha and Sri Ranganatha on a Panguni Uttaram day. You know that at that time they gave me the word. That is why you go for your Samashrayanam or Panchasamskaram. When you go there, you get Samashrayanam, right? And we all get the same name, a new name, each one of us. And it is so unique. And all of us got the same name. Mama, on one hand you are saying unique, and on the other hand you are saying we all got the same name. How it could be unique? Because we say we all Ramanuja Dasas, Adiyen Ramanuja Das. And what does that mean? We are the servants of Swami Ramanuja. So that means everybody on the same level. So this Pasunam says that Perumbudur Vanda Vandal because of him. Because I say Ramanuja Dasa, and then I prostrate to my Acharya. My Acharya says Ramanuja Dasa, and he prostrate to his Acharya. And it goes on and on and on, all the way to Swami Ramanuja himself. And then when Ramanuja goes to Bhagavan, he put full faith in Periyanambikal, his Acharya. Periyanambikal has full faith in his Acharya. That is Yamunacharya or Swami Alavanda. He has full faith in all the way to Manakal Nambikal, his Acharya Manakal Nambikal. Manakal Nambikal has full faith and trust in his Acharya Uyakondar. Uyakondar has full trust in Nathamunigal. Nathamunigal, we all know who is Nathamunigal, but the beautiful words of Alavandar shows Akritrimatva Charanaravindha Prema Prakarshavadi Atmavandam Pitamagam Nathamunim Vilokya. My grandfather Nathamuni, Pitamagam Nathamunim Vilokya. He is Akritrimatva in the Prema Prakarshavadi. The word Prema means absolute love. I don't see a true equivalent word in English on any other language. It's such a unique, beautiful word. It is the unqualified love for the God, the unqualified love for the unlimited love for the God. All the time thinking about Bhagavan, and Tayar all the time. And that is what personified as Swami Nathamunigal. So he has full faith in Nathamunigal. Nathamunigal has total surrender and faith to whom? Swami Nammalvar. Nammalvar has his Sharanagari done to his Prapatti done to Bhagavan through Visvakshena. And Visvakshena goes and prostrate to whom? The Divyadampatikal, Dampadi Daivatam Naga. When they are there together, if they are not, they are totally an imagined concept, then everything will fall apart. But those two, the Divyadampatikal, are not imaginary. They have been firmly established by the true knowledge called Vedas. They have been truly established by the Puranas. They have been truly established by the Idikasas. All these great scriptures and Acharyas firmly established, whether it is Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, they all established the Tattvam of Bhagavan is one and only, and that is Lord Srivan Narayana. There is no question on that. You can go and check my words somewhere else. They may differ in their philosophical views, whether it is Advaitam or Visitadvaitam or Dvaitam. But this one question, who is the supreme deity? It is none other than Lord Sriman Narayana. That has been accepted by all the Acharyas. So see how that works? I trust in my Acharya, and then they trust their Acharya. That lineage goes, that Guru Parampara goes all the way to Bhagavan and Tayar himself. Then we are never ever going to be not having the moksha or the ultimate idea of being doing service or kainkaryam to Bhagavan. So these are the Acharyas mentioned. We talked about this. Swami Ramanuja, Periyanambikal, of course, after Swami Ramanuja, there was, because 74 Simhasanadhipatis, it has been widespread. So we all derive our own roots, and ultimately we go to Swami Ramanuja. That is the key thing. And I want to shift gear. I want to go. I know it's already 37 minutes. So I'm going to take next 10 minutes. I'm going to talk about Ahobilamatam. Let's go to the next one. Adiman Satakopa Yatheendra Mahadesikan. In this time, we all talk about the national integration, the different things that we talk about, the languages should be respected. Each other should respect each. We have a linguistic states in India, right? Based on language. In those days, how the national integrity has been achieved. Young Srinivasa Acharya, he was born in Melkote. He was born in Melkote, which is in Karnataka. He traveled all the way to Kanchipuram, because in Kanchipuram and in Kashmir and Takshashila, all those places are the Vidyasthanams, are the places where universities were flourishing. That's all historical facts. We talk about Oxford and Stanford, all those universities now. They are all 200, 300 years old. But we have Kanchipuram, which is 1,000 years old. Kashi is a Vidyasthanam, where universities, functional universities were established there. We should be really, really proud of our ancestors and our heritage and our culture. Make no mistake on that. So this Srinivasa Acharya, young Srinivasa Acharya, born in Athreya Gotram, came all the way to Kanchipuram to study. And while he was studying, he got a divine command from Lord Lakshminarasimha to travel to Ahobilam, take sannyasa, and go and spread the idea of Visitadvaita to everybody. And when I say Visitadvaita to everybody, this is what he has been ordained. A Sri Vaishnava Dharma, and spread Ramanuja Siddhanta, not only in South India, across the India, Ahobilamatam, places like Ahobilamatam, you have branches throughout India. And the important thing that they are saying, the thing that he was ordained to do, Panchasamskaram, that is the Samashranam and Sharanagati. Panchasamskaram, you all know what is Panchasamskaram. The 5 things, 5 aspects of becoming a Vaishnava, right? You all know that. You can Tapa, Pundra, Nama, you Tiruvaram, all those things Acharya will teach you. They will put the Shankachakram for you, they will give you Dasya Namam for you, they will give the mantram to you. Charama Shlokam and the mantram, the Dvayam and the Mula mantram, all those things they will give it to you, right? And that is for everybody. For both boys and girls, they do it. Everybody will get that one from our respective Acharyas. That is Panchasamskaram. And the next one important concept is Sharanagati. And with that, I will finish my presentation. Sharanagati. Sharanagati means absolute surrender. When you say absolute surrender, Mama, there's a problem. I don't go and surrender to anybody, because surrender means, what is surrendering means? There should be a winner if there's a battle, or if there's a contest. There's a winner and there's a loser. I'm not a loser go and surrender, because the loser go and surrenders to the winner, right? That is how the normal surrendering means. The word surrender means that's what it means. I'm not a loser. I see God in a different way. I'm not seeing that he's a winner and I'm a loser. That in the Sharanagati concept, it's totally different from that surrendering. This is the only time both Jivatma and Paramatma, both of them are winners. Both of them are winners. So the Paramatma, he wins by getting the Jivatma wins by getting elevated to a different spiritual path. Go to Moksham and do Kainkariam for Bhagavan. So I will give you one example. We all fly in, to different places. Flights are very, normal thing these days in this transportation, right? You want to go from Chennai to Delhi, you take a flight and go within 2 hours. There was a flight, and when the flight is going, there was so much turbulence. There was so much turbulence in the air. Everybody thought, for 30 to 45 minutes, is this plane going to actually crash? Is this plane is going to go on land safely? What are we doing here? Oh my God, is this the last minute? Am I sending a last minute message to my beloved people? And some people are screaming, some people are praying. All these people are having different thoughts and ideas. What's going on? The captain said, put the seatbelt, hold tight. We will try to go through this turbulence. I don't know. It's very difficult and it's going up and down. It's very turbulent. While everybody was reacting to this situation, one little girl who is just having a small book studying in seat, and she was not completely perturbed on this one. She was not disturbed at all. She was just keep reading that book all the time. She looked around everybody, she smiled, and then went back to the book. And after 45 minutes, everything was settled down. The flight was on its normal course of flying, and then it going towards its destination. The person who is sitting right next to this girl said, "Hey, we were all so worried whether this flight is going to land or not. How come you are not disturbed? You're just reading the book. If the book is so encapsulating that you forgot the whole thing, what is going on here? The little girl looked at the eyes of this gentleman and said, yeah, I know what you guys are doing. I saw the whole thing. But let me tell you one thing. The pilot who is taking this flight from this point to the next point is my father. The pilot, whoever is taking this flight, is my father. And throughout my life, my father never let any harm to be done to me. He will always protect me. So I didn't have even a small iota of doubt that I am going to be harmed during this time, because my father is a capable pilot and he will take care of my son. That is what is Sharanagati. The Sharanagati concept is very simple, that we should all remember that Perumal and Tayar, Bhagavan and Tayar, they are there to drive us through this life. That we are all going to have turbulent times throughout our life. There are challenges going to keep thrown at us. That is going to come for sure. How do we hold on to that faith? How do we hold on to the ground? Is this Mahavishwasam, or the absolute faith that Perumal and Tayar will definitely protect us. And that is the word I want to give it to all of you, that have that Mahavishwasam. Keep thinking that Bhagavan and during all your challenges, hold tight onto their hands. Perumal and Tayar, they will guide you through those challenges. Kavikarya Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkadesaya Vedanta Brave Namaga Vadidvivi Shropanka Panchana Parakrama Sriman Venkatanath Aris Vijayaramurgi Sriraman Siddhanta Nidharana Tandraga Adivan Shadobhakya Indra Chedatva.